This is hello. Welcome to Bound for Something with Blake North. Coming to you kind of live from Little Egypt. This has been out here for about 2 weeks now. Been doing some pretty fun stuff. Taking inventory, learning how to live in my vanity, which, by the way, there she is right there, just being amazing. Some of the other things I started doing, man, a little more productivity involvement as far as what I'm trying to achieve in life. I started taking inventory in life as well as the van. I think it's super important to take notes and try and provide some type of recollection of what the fuck I've been doing. It's been 11 days since I've had solid food. That means I've had 3 shots, not even shots, but sips of MCT oil, and I've been drinking 5 espressos, 5 shots of espresso for the past 11 days, which was a result of me walking all the way to Ray from Little Egypt, which is like fucking 18 miles there and 18 miles back. And the only reason why I did that was because of a misread on the GPS. I thought it said 6 miles there. So I thought I was in for a whole 12-mile ordeal, but turns out about fucking 5 hours into it, I figured something was wrong. I'm not good at math. People know that. I'm not good at much. But yeah, so this is my campsite at Little Egypt. That's my fire. I started lighting 2 days ago. This will be my last night here, I believe. I keep saying that. I keep pushing it off and off and off. But the reality of the situation is, how far can one man walk? I think I did 95 kilometers last week. And it's definitely slowed down. It's kind of hard to build that kind of motivation when you fucking have 0 calories. And to be honest with you, I have had great levels of energy in comparison to how I feel when I eat fucking exuberant amounts of food and hit the gym. This isn't far off. It's just understanding where the energy goes is the important part. Like, every step is detrimental, and you can feel calorically the importance of having proper intake calorically, I think, and nutritionally. I think for me, the excess that I've experienced my entire life has been smothering the energy rather than building it. I'm super appreciative of the great food and the wonderful times I've had with food, and I can't wait to experience more of that, but I would rather do it in and on my own terms, meaning exploring diets and recipes, in certain, just kind of getting into me providing myself with food rather than the food is readily available. I have to learn. I have to learn as I eat. So that's my main thing. I was talking to a buddy of mine about it, and it was more or less like I wanted to rewire how my brain perceived food. And not my brain, my body. So like, instead of my body being like, oh, I'm hungry at breakfast and I'm hungry at noon and I'm hungry at dinner time. I wanted to get to a more naturalistic uh, body timing alarms. You know, I want my body to have better synergy with what is a natural, I feel, is a natural human uh, cycle, which isn't, I don't think it is, 3 times a day. If you're a fucking athlete and a bodybuilder and you're one of those guys, absolutely eat as much as you can burn. That's how you're going to get big. And, do that shit forever as long as you can. It's your journey. But as far as me goes, I think I was trying to change how often my body gets hungry, and I've been trying to do that for a couple months now, uh, leading more towards like I want my body to be hungry every other day. I don't want it or need it to be. I don't think I physically need it to be alarming me that we're going to starve to death every 8 hours or even 16 hours. Like I am a hunter. I didn't, don't have food readily available to me, so my body has to get used to fucking going out looking for it. Even though I have food in the cabinets and stuff like that, I want it to still think that we have to go and hunt for our food. If that makes any sense. I know that's kind of a weird tangent, but I think that's where I was at. I'm trying to change my body's perception and my mental perception of food. I've mentally been incapable of having any healthy relationships for the majority of my life, and I mean that with everything. I mean that with food, uh, people, drink, smoke, fucking everything that you can do, other than health and love and everything that you could do negative in excess. I have done. So now it's like I've somehow passed that wall where I don't feel it necessary for me to be damaging to myself anymore. Like at some point I was like, yo, this was what I deserve, and the negativity was attached to me or something was. But I feel like I've shed that need to bring myself down, because I thought I was helping. But I didn't realize until kind of just recently that it's Monsters Inc., man. It's uh, laughter versus scares. You know what I mean? Negativity is not as powerful. It's fucking, it's detrimental. It's there. I think underlying it has the easier potential for instant gratification. I think negativity, it's like, oh, as soon as it hits, it's easy to fall into that trap. Um, and once you kind of get into that realm, there's the struggle to get out of it. Once you build yourself a fucking hut and you live in farts in that hut for so long, it's hard to, go out and smell other things other than farts. It's all about really what I would like to be able to do is to have healthy relationships with my body, with my mind, with people, with food. Um, I don't think I need substance, and I don't want to use substance anymore. So these are like my last two raws of this bad boy. Uh, I love weed. I appreciate people. I do not look. Substances are great. They're beautiful. Fucking everything's a tool, man. But you know, if you're not trying to bust up concrete, do you need to walk around with a jackhammer? It's like I feel like every tool. You know, we confuse the jobs that we're trying to get done with the tools that we're using. If that makes any sense. I think, yeah, maybe that's kind of what I'm getting at. As I've been over here, you know, fucking jackhammering my way, trying to build a garden, something that takes delicacy and you know, I'm in interior with the flamethrower and a wrecking ball when what I really want is a beautiful decorum. I want, you know what I mean? I want hardwood floors and I want beautiful things, but I've been just fucking going about the wrong tools. Um, these flies are fucking all over my phone. It'll get worse before it gets better with these flies. But to be honest with you, I think that in order to get to the right place, you gotta give. You gotta give up. You gotta sacrifice. There's not a whole lot. If you're trying to change but maintain everything be the same, it's not possible. In order for you to change, there has to be actual change. And that's as easy as starting with your place of living, your clutter, just whatever you are used to, don't do it. Just stop listening to yourself. That's one thing that I've done currently, and I'm still doing it. I mean, every day I got to reverse psychology, my dumb ass. It's like, oh, I don't want to get up. Guess what, buddy? You shouldn't have said that because now you got to get up. You know, oh, I don't want to go jump in the river. I don't want to take cold showers. Usually it goes like this. Oh, I want to eat shit food, or I want to go do something stupid. And it's like, okay, I have to listen to that and do the opposite of that as well. That's my first indicator. As soon as it's like, oh, I think just laying around all day will be good and useful, I have to immediately evacuate from that scenario. Uh, yeah, because if I don't, man, what happens is I'll, and I don't know if it's I'm naturally inclined, but I think the body just wants to be comfortable. And who the fuck doesn't think that laying in bed all day isn't comfortable? You know what I mean? Who doesn't think that just smashing fucking a pound of spaghetti with a loaf of bread and garlic butter and then just top it off with some beautiful pie. Who doesn't want that? That is your body is saying, yo, we've made it, dude. This is it. We are here in Shangri-La. You know, these are the fine points in life that we have been taught are the fine points in life. And they are. It's beautiful to do. But I think when you take away how many times you get that, it makes when you do get that so much more important. And I think when that comes from, it's a person, and it's easy too, man. It's like sacrifice is super easy. It sucks. It's mentally exhausting right now in like this food fast. I'm like physically taxed. You know what I mean? I don't want to walk. I do not want to go for a walk today. I'm going to. I've already taken one. But it's just how it is, man. It's 11 days. I've had like 200 calories. My body's like, okay, I can feel it eating muscle. I pee a lot. My kidneys, everything's bored. My kidneys are bored. My livers are bored. You know, my stomach's bored. It's all fucking bored. And I think that's really what it is. It's not me yet actually being in the, you know what I mean, true life or death hunger, which, you know, I think very, like, most of us will never experience, but I think it is just I'm currently going through a time and productivity hunger. I want to be in the kitchen. I want to cook for my friends. I want to, you know what I mean? Cooking takes all day, all that shit. It's a full fucking thing. You got to go to the store. You got to get your ingredients. You got to have a recipe. You got to kind of know what you want to eat. You got to blah, blah, blah. By the time you get all done, you know, there it is. It takes all day, and that's what I want to get into. That's the life that I want to live. I don't want to be like, food, it needs to be a meal. I would rather starve for 10 days than have to go eat at Hardee's right now. I truly think that, and I mean that. But it's also this. I've after a couple days, I think my reality is I think it's better to not take as much. Yeah, I just think it's better not to take as much. I don't think things need to be as instant. Um, we use too powerful of words to describe something as meager as just going through like a carb influx. You know what I mean? Like, I'm starving to death. No, and that's cruel to anybody that's ever fucking starved to death. There's people out there like and I mean this. After 11 days, dude, I feel like I can go more. Do I want to? Like I said, the boredom, things are getting a little harder. But do I feel like I can? Absolutely. But it's also, I think, has to do with because this isn't mandatory. You know what I mean? It's like I have 5 days worth of food stashed in the van. I can end this right now if I wanted to. There's people that would, you know, that get to this point and they would look at to where I'm at and be like, oh, I wish I was 10 days hungry. You know? Or I wish I had to deal with a problem of individual consumption. Like, oh, I consume too much. That's my life's burden. Is I can't stop consuming. What a fucking good burden to have. I mean, Jesus. You know what I mean? There's so many things out there. But the reality of the situation, I think, too, is I look around and I see how this whole system is set up, and I think that it's set up for people to take or to buy and take more. I think the system is designed, personally, I think it's designed that if you stopped doing their 3 times a day or these, you know what I mean, having 2 cups of coffee every day, drinking every week multiple times, fucking smoking, all these abundant things that are kind of sold and presented to you as normal in abundance. I think that if we were to all personally make the choice to stop taking so much, I think there's just so much that comes from that. And yeah, I mean, personal comfort. It is. Who doesn't want to be comfortable? And I'm sitting here like, oh, the consuming. That's all. The reality of the situation is like, hey man, if somebody has, it kills them to get out of bed every morning. That's a fucking struggle. I can't damn their struggle. That's a real thing. That person is going through that. Whatever needs to happen for them to overcome that, let's figure it out. But I think for the most part, a lot of and I've noticed this once I've started getting away from sugars, and most of what I had negatively attached to me was due to an overabundance of, I would say, sugar. I'd say my alcoholism was a part of it. I'd say fucking drug use was a part of it. Because I've been a little addict since I was a baby. A little baby addict. I was fucking, yeah, sugar, and just fevers. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that went on into making me the person I am today. Um, but I think the first is I've been addicted to this shit for fucking ever, you know? So it's kind of freeing, but I don't also want to be 100% without. You know what I mean? I don't believe that in order to live, I don't think you can live a helpful, meaningful life as if you're an alcoholic and you stop drinking and to never be able to be around alcohol again. Like, I don't think that's healthy either. You have to be able to face it as well. But personally, I don't know, you know? Like, everybody's different. I haven't had, since I stopped drinking a year ago, I haven't had a fucking urge to drink. And I bartended, and I've been around drunks, and you know what I mean? All these, trying to meet women without alcohol is a strange and fucking place, especially if that's all. I've only met people while drinking for 15 years, you know? So it's a whole new world, new diet, new things. But I can tell you from my personal experience and where I'm feeling right now is that if it wasn't for these fucking flies, this would be the most beautiful day in the world. And it still is, you know, and it always will be. It's just, you gotta see it. Um, and yeah, so for me, less is more, and less is more when it comes to consumption of presented goods. I would like to collaborate and grow and harvest and build the things that I'm going to use from kind of here on out. I think it's a slow process, but I've got a good jump on it. It's easy for me in my scenario. Like I said, I took a shit job, COVID 2020, fucking, you know what I mean? Just getting duped. Everybody got hit by that same bus. And I was losing hair. I was fucking unhealthy. I was, you know, I was in the best, worst relationship I ever had. I had, you know, I had everything. I was capable of doing a bunch of shit. I could have done all. If I would have gotten to this mindset 10 years ago, this would be a different. This would be a different scenario. We wouldn't be at a. But I wouldn't want to be anywhere else though. Is also where I'm at. Like, you get to where you're going when you get there. And all the branches matter. I know that now more than ever. It takes every bit and every struggle, because those are the most important parts. That's what teaches you the most. That's what gives you the real lessons, is when it hurts and things are rough, and what can you do to get out of that? That's the real lesson. And mine currently, for me, is that's my real lesson, is that I'm currently at a stage where taking what is given to me versus making what is mine. And I believe that I'm gonna fuck these flies up. Got like 50 of them, 50 flies, one swap. But yeah, I would rather make mine than take theirs. And I want to grow. I want my people. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. I appreciate all the help. I do. I look at it sometimes. I'm fucking about to start crying right now thinking about it. But it's just, everybody is a part of what happens and how it's made. So without one of you, none of it. You know, without one of you, there's none of it. And I hope that this whole building, and I hope that the freedom and the liberty of growing, you know, I hope it's contagious. I hope everybody gets on the bus. Um, and if not, the bus ain't leaving. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just, you know, before I get into too much, I mean, this is the longest, this is the first one of these I've ever done. I appreciate, you know, there's no format or anything like that. It's just kind of me rambling. But it's starting to rain. I'm almost out of weed, you know, which is good. I'm done with weed uh, until further notice. But I'm going to be going back in the oil field soon. Once this shit gets out of my system and I'm done with it, I'm going to be working, grinding, writing more of these to come. I have episodes from the past that will be uploaded within the next couple of days once I get back to civilization. They're a little outdated, but still made with love, and so yeah, I'm gonna build. There's gonna be more to come, and you know, comments, questions, concerns, y'all can shove it up your ass. I love you, I do. Let me know if I'm wrong. You know, let me know if I'm right. Mainly if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I can fix it. You know what I mean? If I'm right, I can't fix that. Which would be a severe rarity if I ended up being right.